Welcome to Life Change Community. I picked up a newspaper and the headline saddened me. Thousands more unemployed. In Southern California, a plane crashed and everyone on board died. A family lost their jobs and a mass suicide was the result. Now, I'm not saying this to alarm you or to deepen your concern about your own circumstances or mine. But bad news is prevalent. Trouble is everywhere. It seems to be sliding in the wrong direction. And I know a sense of desperation and fear has gripped many, many hearts. That's why the promises of God are important. That's why I'm doing this teaching series right now, during this era. I'm going to do dozens and dozens of these so that you can email them to your friend. Share them with your family members. Cling to them for your own sanity, peace of mind, and source of strength. The promise we're going to share today is one that you need to memorize. Hold it close to your heart. Meditate on as you go to sleep at night, as you rise in the morning. This is a promise that will keep desperate people from doing desperate things. This is a promise that will decrease your fear and anxiety and increase your trust in God and your peace of mind. Listen to this promise from the Old Testament book of Psalms. Psalm 46, verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not fear when earthquakes come and the mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. Now why can the psalmist say, let earthquakes come, let oceans foam and boil and roll? How can there be a sense of calm when the world seems to be falling apart in this section of Scripture? Because of the very first words we find in this chapter. God is our refuge and our strength. God is very near to us in times of trouble. There was a time in my life when I was asked by my older brother, who knew I was not only in the middle of trouble, but getting deeper into it by the day. And he said to me, who'll stand by you through this time? And I named two individuals that I was certain would be my friends, would stand with me. Though they might not understand me, they would stand with me as my friends. That didn't prove to be the case. Have you ever had a fair weather friend? The temperature got too hot? Have you ever been a fair weather friend? Or maybe you haven't stood as near or as steady for a friend of yours as you should. We know what that's like, and I suppose some of it can be ascribed to our humanity. We are but people, and frail at that. So aren't you glad God is not a fair weather God? Aren't you glad that God is very near to us in times of trouble? Rather than running from us, God runs toward us when we need Him most. He's our refuge, that place to seek shelter and find safety. He's our strength, so that when we're at the end of our rope, we find God there to catch us. Psalm 46:1. Underline it in your own copy of the Bible. Memorize it and repeat it when fear is growing and your anxieties are great. God is the place to turn for shelter and security. God is your strength, and His strength never fails. God is near you. And though you might not feel like it at times, this is not about feelings. It's about faith. And God promises to be near, and He always keeps His promises. And because He does, that will change your life.